The neon lights of the city flickered above me, casting a sickly green glow over the alley. I was taking out the trash from the diner where I worked, the smell of stale grease and rotting food clinging to my nostrils. It was just another mundane night in my life, nothing exciting ever happened in this part of town. But that was about to change. As I heaved the last bag into the dumpster, I heard a strange sound. It was a low, guttural hum, like the vibration of a distant engine. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. The sound was coming from inside the dumpster. My first thought was that it was a raccoon or some other scavenger, but the noise was too mechanical, too alien. Before I could react, the lid of the dumpster flew open with a metallic clang. I stumbled back, my breath catching in my throat. A figure emerged from the trash, silhouetted against the dim light. It was humanoid, but not human. Its skin shimmered with an iridescent sheen, like the surface of a soap bubble. Long, slender limbs unfolded as it climbed out, and I realized with a shock that it was a woman, or at least, something resembling one. Her eyes were large and luminous, glowing with an inner light that seemed to pierce through the darkness. She had no hair, but her head was adorned with delicate, feather-like tendrils that swayed gently in the breeze. Her body was covered in a form-fitting suit that seemed to be made of the same iridescent material as her skin, shifting colors as she moved. I wanted to run, but my legs refused to obey. She turned her gaze toward me, and I felt a strange sensation, like a warm current flowing through my mind. It wasn't unpleasant, but it was overwhelming, like being submerged in a sea of emotions that weren't my own. "Do not be afraid," she said, her voice a melodic whisper that seemed to echo inside my head. "I mean you no harm." I blinked, trying to process what was happening. What are you?" I managed to stammer. "I am Zara," she replied, stepping closer. "I am lost. My ship was damaged, and I had to abandon it. This place was the closest I could find to hide." "Your ship?" I repeated, my mind racing. "You're an alien?" She tilted her head, her feathery tendrils swaying. "If that is what you call beings from other worlds, then yes. I am an alien." I stared at her, my fear slowly giving way to curiosity. "What do you want from me?" Zara hesitated, her luminous eyes flickering with uncertainty. "I need your help. My people are in danger, and I must return to them. But I cannot do it alone. I need someone who knows this world, someone who can guide me." I shook my head, still struggling to comprehend the situation. "Why me? I'm just a dishwasher. I don't know anything about spaceships or aliens." "You are kind," she said simply. "I can feel it. Your mind is open, unclouded by greed or malice. That is rare in this world." Her words struck a chord in me. I had always felt like a nobody, just another face in the crowd. But here was this otherworldly being, telling me that I was special. It was both flattering and terrifying. "Okay," I said finally, taking a deep breath. "I'll help you. But I don't even know where to start." Zara smiled, or at least, I think she did. Her mouth didn't move, but I felt a wave of warmth and gratitude emanating from her. "Thank you," she said. "We must find a way to repair my ship. It is hidden nearby, but it is damaged. I need materials, tools." I nodded, my mind already racing with possibilities. "There's a junkyard on the edge of town. They might have what you need. But we'll have to be careful. People around here don't take kindly to strangers." Zara's tendrils twitched, and I sensed her apprehension. "I understand. I will follow your lead." We spent the next few hours sneaking through the city, avoiding the main streets and sticking to the shadows. Zara moved with an eerie grace, her iridescent form blending seamlessly with the darkness. I couldn't help but marvel at her, even as my nerves were stretched to the breaking point. When we finally reached the junkyard, I used my knowledge of the area to find a weak spot in the fence. We slipped inside, the air thick with the smell of rust and oil. Zara's eyes glowed brighter as she scanned the piles of discarded machinery, her tendrils twitching with excitement. "This will do," she said, her voice filled with relief. "I can use these materials to repair my ship." We worked together through the night, Zara directing me as I scavenged for the parts she needed. She moved with a speed and precision that was almost superhuman, her slender fingers manipulating the machinery with ease. I watched in awe as she began to assemble a strange device, her movements fluid and hypnotic. As the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, Zara stepped back, her creation complete. It was a small, spherical object, pulsing with a soft, blue light. She held it out to me, her eyes filled with gratitude. "This is a beacon," she explained. "It will signal my people to come for me. But it will also draw attention from others, those who would seek to harm me. I must leave quickly." I felt a pang of sadness at the thought of her leaving. In just one night, she had shown me a world beyond my wildest dreams, a world where I was more than just a dishwasher in a rundown diner. "Will I ever see you again?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Zara reached out, her hand brushing against mine. I felt a surge of warmth, a connection that transcended words. "You are a part of me now," she said. "Wherever I go, I will carry you with me." With that, she activated the beacon. A brilliant light erupted from the sphere, shooting up into the sky like a beacon of hope. Zara stepped back, her form beginning to shimmer and fade. "Thank you," she said, her voice echoing in my mind. "For everything." And then she was gone, leaving me standing alone in the junkyard, the first rays of sunlight breaking through the clouds. I returned to the diner that morning, my mind still reeling from the events of the night. Life went on as usual, but I was no longer the same person. I had seen something extraordinary, something that had changed me forever. Months passed, and I often found myself staring up at the stars, wondering if Zara had made it back to her people. I never told anyone about what had happened, who would believe me? But I knew that somewhere out there, in the vast expanse of the universe, there was a being who had shown me that even the most ordinary of lives could be touched by the extraordinary. And then, one night, as I was taking out the trash once again, I saw a familiar shimmer in the air. My heart leaped as Zara materialized before me, her luminous eyes filled with joy. "I have returned," she said, her voice a melody that filled my soul. "And I have brought you a gift." She held out her hand, and in it was a small, glowing crystal. "This is a piece of my world," she explained. "A reminder that you are never alone." I took the crystal, feeling its warmth spread through me. In that moment, I knew that my life would never be the same. I had been chosen, not by fate or chance, but by an alien woman who had seen something in me that I had never seen in myself. And as we stood there, bathed in the light of the stars, I realized that the universe was far more vast and wondrous than I had ever imagined. And I was ready to explore it, one step at a time.